We'll begin seated as usual so that we can just kind of check in. So find that nice straight aligned spine and just take a moment and really let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Close your eyes. Just kind of take a moment to settle into your body. Notice the parts of you that are kind of crying out for your attention this morning. Notice the parts of you that are silent because they're working beautifully and need no help. Notice the whole picture. And then let's begin our Ujjayi breathing. As you listen to the sound of your own breath, I want you to check in with any mental patterns. So it's really not important what the individual thoughts are at this point, but is there a particular pattern to your thoughts? What's the speed and quality of your thoughts? Notice any emotions you might be feeling as a result of your thoughts. Notice what your energy feels like this morning. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart, and let's just take a moment and set a personal intention for practice. When you're clear about your intention, take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Open your eyes. We're going to start a little differently this morning. Surprise! You are actually going to roll onto your back. Don't get too excited. You'll be up soon. We're going to wake our core up first. So I want you to just roll onto your back. You're going to lift your feet off the ground, trying to get your thighs straight up and down vertical. So don't pull your knees in towards you. You want your thighs perfectly vertical. Now, your lower leg can be at 90 degrees, or you can just let the lower leg relax. It's completely up to you. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers behind our neck and point the elbows at the ceiling. Just take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and flatten your back by tilting the pelvis. And then exhale. Reach your elbows for your thighs, breathing out completely. Inhale, back down. Hold your breath, flatten your back. Exhale, elbows to thighs, keeping your navel pressing down, letting all of the air out. One more time. Flatten the back, exhale. And then from here, you can just transition straight into your first downward facing dog. So just kind of roll forward, or if you need to, roll sideways. When you get into your down dog, feel free to move a little bit if you need to, but then find some stillness. And we're going to take 3 breaths here, making sure that we really breathe out as much as we can. So when you think you're done emptying your lungs, I want you to pull your navel in a couple times just to make sure you're getting as much residual air out as you can. You'll feel your core contract when you do that. And then bend your knees, walking forward, keeping those knees bent. and just draping over your thighs in ragdoll. So when our core is engaged, it stabilizes the spine. When our spine is stabilized, it's easier to stabilize the rest of the body. When the core is strong, the rest of the body is stronger. And as you just felt, your core, particularly with the exhales, is really important with your breathing. So that gives you a hint of what we're working with today. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, stretch up, lift your chest, spread your fingers, look up if that's okay. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. So we're just going to take a moment and really feel our core engage in a standing position. You guys have done this with me before. The chest lifts and you keep it lifted, and then the bottom part of the rib cage tucks in. When that happens, you're going to feel your abdominal muscles tighten. Shoulders are relaxed, but you feel the sides of the waist and the low back also engaged. Think of your entire midsection hugging in to stabilize the spine. Hold that for a moment and really feel this. So I want you to kind of make mental note of how it feels to have your entire midsection engaged. And then go ahead and bring palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, standing forward bend. Inhale and look up halfway. And exhale, back down. We're going to step back with the right foot. So you've got a left foot forward lunge here. And just hold your lunge for a moment. Drop your right knee down. Just extend your left leg. Say good morning to your left hamstring. And so I usually ask you to go ahead and flex your ankle and toes here. While you're doing that and your hamstring is stretching, really pay attention to spreading and wiggling the toes of your left foot. So your foot, your ankle and your foot are flexed. Your toes are curling back towards your shin. But spread them and wiggle them a little bit. Like kind of focus on your left foot. Bend your left knee. Bring the arms up and overhead. Tilt your pelvis back. Lift your chest. Let your hips move forward until you feel a stretch from the front of your right thigh, right hip. Come up from that a little bit, slide your left foot back towards you now, and be mindful of knee issues, by the way. Hands on top of the left thigh with the left heel flat, and gently start to press your left knee forward. You're going to feel this in the back of your left calf around the Achilles tendon. By the way, if you have ankle issues, for my friends who've had broken joints or whatever, please be kind to yourself with this, whether it's your knees or your ankles. Only do this if it feels okay. And then go ahead and release. Bring your hands back down to the mat. And I want you to step back to plank position. Now, when you get your plank set, hold it. I want you to bring back to mind that same engagement of your core. So as you're here in plank, just holding it, you're feeling your low back muscles engage, sides of the waist and the abdomen. Should feel exactly like it did when you were very engaged, standing at the front of the mat. Go ahead and lower all the way down to your stomach. Big toes touch, heels separate. Forearms out in front of you. Let's lengthen the spine in Sphinx. Go ahead and pull the chest forward, shoulders are down the back. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, we're going to step the right foot forward. Hold your lunge here for a couple of breaths. Drop your left knee down. Go ahead and extend your right leg. Get into that right hamstring. So you're flexing the ankle and toes. Then once you get there and you're kind of in the right position to look at your right foot, go ahead and spread and wiggle your right toes, keeping that ankle flexed. And then we're going to bend the right knee, reach the arms up and overhead, pelvis tilts back, hips move forward. And then go ahead and just back up a little bit, bring your right foot back towards you. And again, be mindful of ankle and knee issues, hands on top of the right thigh, gently pressing forward, keeping your right heel flat. So what we're trying to do is get into the Achilles tendon and lower part of the right calf. From here, bring your hands back down to the mat, step forward to your standing forward bend. Inhale and reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Pause for a moment to get that core engaged again. Chest is lifting, bottom part of the rib cage tucks in. That'll immediately get you that nice strong abdomen. Maintain that while we say good morning to our feet a little bit. So just kind of slightly shift your weight to your right foot. Roll back and forth over the toes of the left foot. You've already spread and wiggled your toes. Now you're kind of waking them up a little bit more. And then just extend your left leg slightly in front of you. Put your heel on the ground. Dorsiflex the foot again. Slightly pull your left foot back towards you. You're going to feel your calf stretch again. Hold that for another breath. And then just take the toes of the left foot behind you. You're on top of the toes, by the way. So your foot is pointed. And then all you're going to do is just act as though you're pulling your left foot back towards you. What you're actually doing is stretching out the top of your left foot. If you are prone to toe cramps, you might feel something starting, but this is a great way to eliminate those long term. And then just wiggle the left toes again and put your left foot down. You might feel a difference between your left foot and right foot. Make sure your core is still engaged, right? Don't let that go. And then shift your weight to your left foot and roll back and forth over the toes of the right foot. Waking up the right foot a little bit more. And then extend right leg in front of you with your right heel on the floor. Strongly dorsiflex the toes. Gently pull the right heel back towards you so you feel your right calf stretching again. And then we bring the foot behind us. We're on the top side of the toes, so your foot is pointed, and you're slightly pulling your right foot back towards you so the top of the foot is stretching. Again, if you're prone to toe cramps, you might begin to feel the hint of one coming on, in which case this is something that your body needs. All right, go ahead and wiggle your right toes, put them back beside your left. And so you should have very awake feet and a very engaged core. Palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and look up halfway, and then exhale back down. So we're going to try and move really slowly through our transitions today. I want you to just slowly step your right leg back into your lunge. If you are able to hold a high lunge, simply bring your arms up and overhead. You can allow the hips to sink a little bit. Bring the hands down on either side of your left foot. Gaze forward. Just begin to straighten your left leg. Finishing and waking up the legs. You want the whole body ready to roll. And again, taking your transitions slowly. So particularly when we have tight muscles, we can fling ourselves into positions. We're working with transitions and balance. So from here, just slowly, if you can, take your left leg back and hold your plank. Get your core engaged again. If you're able to hold chaturanga, do so for a 3 count as you lower down. Come into your upward facing dog. And then your downward facing dog. So here's where you get to use some of that core strength. If you can, slowly, mindfully, step your right foot forward. If you can hold a high lunge, come on out. Bring your hands down on either side of the right foot. Begin to straighten the right leg. And then step left foot forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, palms together, core engaged. Let's play with some of the components of our practice this morning. Keeping your palms together in front of your heart, raise your right knee up. Core is engaged, left foot is alive, right? If you can, step your right foot back, spin your heel flat, and come into a warrior 2. Left foot forward, warrior 2. Right hand on the right thigh, left arm up and over, reverse your warrior. Come back to your warrior 2. If you can, step your right foot back where you got it, palms together. So if we can really keep our core strong, these transitional movements are a little easier. Keep your palms together in front of your heart. Raise your left knee up. We're just, for today's purposes, we're just going to call this a high knee. So this is a left high knee. If you can, just reach that left leg back, plant your heel, warrior 2. So you're gonna right foot forward, warrior 2. Take your left hand to your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over, reverse your warrior. Come back up. With as much control as you can muster. Left foot beside right. Palms together. So we're just trying not to stomp around and fling ourselves around. And it can be quite challenging, so don't judge yourself if you do flop or fling, but we're gonna play. So now what we're gonna do is transition some balances, all right? This can be a little tricky if you are balance challenged today. Be near a wall if you need to, or near a piece of furniture. Otherwise, just have some fun with this. I'm just moving back a little so I don't hit anything in front of me. Palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, bring your hands to your sides like airplane wings. Inhale, raise your right knee up. It's that high knee position. As you exhale, extend your right leg behind you, leaning into a warrior three variation. Inhale, back to that right high knee. Exhale, left arm under right, left knee bends, take it right into eagle. Unwind your arms so that they're up and overhead, coming back into your right high knee. Extend your right leg behind you, warrior three. Come back up, right high knee, arms are overhead. Reach down with your right hand for your right foot, dancer pose. Now here's the fun part, release your right foot for warrior two. Right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over, reverse your warrior. Come all the way back up, straighten your left leg, lengthen out, triangle pose on the left. From here, right hand down, take the vinyasa, be mindful of your core staying engaged. And then keeping core engaged, walk your feet forward to your standing forward bend. Inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring them out to the side like airplane wings. Inhale, left high knee. Extend left leg behind you, warrior three variation. Inhale, back up, left high knee. Taking right arm on bottom, left arm on top, right knee bends, coming into eagle, left thigh crosses right. Inhale the arms overhead, left high knee. Exhale, lean forward, left leg behind you, warrior three. Inhale, back up, left high knee. Reach down with your left hand and grab your left foot, dancer pose. And then if you can, with control, step your left leg back, warrior two. Left hand on left thigh, reverse your warrior.
Come all the way back up. Straighten your right leg. Lengthen out for your triangle on the right side. Bring that left hand down. And step back to plank, taking your vinyasa.
Now, from this downward facing dog, we're just gonna do a few step throughs. We're trying to go slow and with control and to use our core. I want you to take your left leg up in the air, and it doesn't matter if you get between the hands, it's okay. Rather than flinging your foot forward, with control, try and step left foot between the hands. It's all right if it doesn't go all the way there. Step it back, left leg into the air. One more time, try and go slow, left foot forward, left foot back, left foot down on the ground. Right foot into the air. With control, right foot steps forward. Right foot steps back into the air. Right foot steps forward. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way between the hands. Just trying to engage your core. Take your right leg back. Right foot on the ground, downward facing dog. Maintaining that same control. Walk your feet forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale the arms up.
Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. All right, so we've already done a lot of balance. We're not done. So I'd like you to stand on your left foot. Here's the cool thing. This is more functional now. You can do whatever you want to do with your arms. They can do anything. You can flail wildly, or if you need to put a finger on something, go ahead. But we're going to do some moving balance. So with your weight shifted to your left foot, right leg goes back and forth in front of you. And then you're going to flex the foot so it doesn't hit the ground. Right leg goes front to back, swinging. This is teaching your body to keep itself upright. Then pause, bring your right knee up. We're back to that high knee, right? Make circles with your right knee, and then go the other way. And then put your right foot down. Nice job. If you were able to stay up for that whole thing, well done. Same thing on the other side. Shift your weight to your right foot. We're trying to stay on the right foot the entire time, but if you need to touch down, go for it. Here we go. Leg goes back and forth in front of you. And then pause. Flex your left foot. Swing your left leg front to back, forward and backwards. Very functional stuff here. Now, if you can, keep the left leg up, left knee comes up, left high knee. Draw some circles in the air with your left knee and go the other way. So these balance exercises that we just did, definitely not appropriate for the cover of a magazine, but far more functional. If you're out in the world and you start to fall, you want to be able to right yourself. So moving balance is really far more functional. So I encourage you to practice this a lot. Now, having said that, we have one more balance series for our yoga poses that we're going to do. And again, if you need something nearby to hang on to, please feel free to do that. Don't put yourself at any risk of falling, but also have some fun. Remember to keep your core engaged and your feet alive. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stand in mountain pose, Tadasana, feet spread, spine straight, core really engaged, right? Lift the chest, tuck the bottom points of your rib cage in. Now I'd like you to keep your hands glued to your sides. Shift your weight to your left foot. Flexing the right ankle. Now we're gonna be like those little dipping birds that my grandmother used to have. All you're gonna do is hinge at your left hip and lean forward. And then come back up and try not to touch down. We're gonna do this 5 times on each leg. Hinge and come back up. You can do it at your own speed. The more control you have, the better. Think about your core being controlled and strong, and the rest of you will be just fine. When you've done 5 little dipping birds standing on your left foot, switch to your right. And we do the same thing. Left leg extends. And we come back up. So when you have your hands pinned to your sides, obviously balancing is a little more challenging because you can't counteract your movements, but if you keep your core engaged, usually you're just fine. Trust your body. It wants to stay upright. And when you've had 5 on your right foot, just come back to standing. Take a couple of breaths. We're going to move into our final balance series now. A lot of the same components that you had before, the high knee, etc. It'll be a little different. So, standing on your left foot, bringing palms together, bring your right knee up, high knee. As you next exhale, extend your arms overhead, kicking right leg behind you for warrior 3. From here, take your left hand to the ground, take your right hand to the ceiling for half moon. Now, if you can, you're going to come back into a warrior 3, arms out to the side like an airplane. Come all the way up, hands by side, right foot doesn't touch down. It's like that little dipping bird. Leaning forward again, right leg out behind you. Come back up, right foot plants. Palms together in front of the heart. Left knee comes up, left high knee. As you next exhale, extend the arms up and your left leg out behind you, warrior 3. If you can, right hand to the ground, left hand to the ceiling, half moon. And then with as much control as you can muster, you're coming back up, that airplane variation of warrior 3. Come up, pin your arms to your side, left leg is straight. Dipping bird, warrior 3. Extend out. Come back up, put your left foot beside your right, palms together. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Step back, plank position, hold your plank for a breath. Lower down if you can, hold for a 3 count. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog.
Left leg into the air. With control, stepping left foot forward. With control, just coming into warrior two. Straightening your left leg, rotating left foot in. Arms stay out to the side. Chest stays lifted, back is flat. Hinge at your hips. Hold. Think of yourself as an airplane, but you've not yet left the ground. Use your core. Come right back up. Rotate your left foot back out, bend the knee, warrior two. Hands to the mat, stepping back with control, downward facing dog. Right leg up. Use your core, use as much control as you can. Step your right foot forward. Spin your left foot flat. Come up into your warrior two. Right leg straightens. Right foot rotates in. Arms are out to the side. Hinge at your hips. Keep your back flat. Try and come into your little horizontal airplane position and hold. Use your core. Come back up. Right foot rotates out. Right knee bends. Warrior two. Bring your hands down, step back, downward facing dog, lengthen out. Drop down to your knees. Bring your feet, or at least your big toes, to touch and turn them under so you're on the bottom part of the pads of the toes. If your knees can handle it, sit back on the heels for a moment. And then lift your buns, try and get your heels to touch and sit back again. That should be pretty exciting. If it bothers your knees, don't do it. And then lean forward again, untuck the toes. So now you're on the top of the feet, your feet are pointed. Kind of sit back. You don't have to go all the way back on this one. Hands are going to be by the knees, and we're just going to lift our knees. So now we're stretching out the top of the feet. Put your knees back down. Do it one more time. And then you may simply swivel around and extend your legs in front of you for Dandasana. Find your sit bones. Find your really straight spine. If your hips are open enough to do it today, palms together in front of your heart. That'll keep your core engaged. But if your hips are too tight, you can keep your hands on the floor. Legs are active, feet are flexed. Spread your toes really wide. Look at them. And then relax. Reach your arms up, lift your chest. As you exhale, extend out over both legs. Slowly come back up from that. Bend your knees. Grab behind your thighs. Lift the chest. Lean back and take the feet off the ground. Keep the chest lifted. Extend your arms. Keep the chest lifted, and if you can, extend your legs. Nice and slow, feet on your mat. I'm going to scoot forward a bit. Try and keep your feet flat. Arms extend, taking your time, really, really slowly rolling down onto your back. Take as much time as you possibly can.
And when you're all the way down, hug your knees in and rock side to side. Keep your left knee hugged in and extend your right leg all the way out onto the ground. We're going to transition into a twist here. If you want a deeper twist, hook the toes of your left foot inside or behind right near your thigh. If you want a gentler twist, just let the whole left leg come over to the right. It's up to you, and if you need to, you can bend both knees. Your left arm is going to open out to the left. You're going to twist over to the right and let your head turn to the left. And I want you to just feel the twist in your midsection. Allow the muscles in your core to soften so that you can get your deepest twist. On your next inhale, come back up. As you exhale, hug your left knee in. Inhale, bringing right knee up to meet it. Hugging in as you exhale, you're welcome to rock side to side. And then we're going to extend the left leg out and keep the right knee pulled into the chest. The same thing applies here for your twist. You can either hook the toes inside or behind left knee or thigh. You can just let that right leg go over. Or if you need to, you can bend both knees, but open your right arm out to the right, turn your head to the right, and twist to your left. On your next inhale, come back up. As you exhale, hug your right knee in. Inhale, bringing left knee up to meet it. Exhale, rocking side to side. So our inversion today is going to be very gentle. We're going to actually do therapeutic bridge lifts. So this really kind of brings home that slow transition, controlling the movements, but it's a lovely way to unwind the spine and let the core relax after all of your balancing today. So we're going to bring feet flat, big toes to touch, and heels to separate. Now you have a couple of options with your arms. They can just stay palms down by your hips, or they can raise up and over your head and lower back down with each bridge lift. What we're going to do is, as we inhale, we're going to really slowly peel the spine up off the mat, one vertebra at a time. And as we exhale, we're going to paste it back down, one vertebra at a time. If you choose to do it with the arm movements, as you inhale, you're picking up your tailbone, your low back, your mid back, as your arms are coming up and over your head. So at the end of the inhale, you're in bridge with the backs of the hands on the floor over your head. And then as you exhale, you start to just roll back down, spine comes to rest on the floor, hands or palms down by the hips. I want you to go at your own breath rate here. Off you go. Wherever you're at in your cycle, do one more full lift and lower. And take your time finishing out. When you do finish out, go ahead and hug the knees in, rock if you need to. And then go ahead and reach down and grab your feet and happy baby a little bit. Just any little finishing moves that you feel like you might need. When you're ready, you can bring your feet to the mat with the soles of the feet together and the knees dropping away from each other. Just pause for a moment. Let your body start to really soften here. And then the next time you breathe in, press your low back into the mat. Hold it there for another breath. Wait for that second natural exhale and release. And then begin to extend your legs and find your way into your Shavasana. So as you're getting all of your body parts positioned perfectly, make sure that the shoulders are relaxed, that your jaw is soft. Your eyes are just lightly closed. They're not squeezed. Your forehead is smooth. And then bring your awareness back to your midsection, kind of to your belly and solar plexus area, and just truly soften there. When you really make sure you've let go of all tension. Let your breath find its own natural rhythm. And I want you to just notice how it feels to be completely still. We have a tendency, particularly as Westerners, we have a tendency to glorify activity, productivity, doing, when in fact we should probably be focusing more on introspection, silence, and just being. We have a new moon tonight. It's the second new moon of the year, but it signals the beginning of the lunar new year. We're transitioning into the year of the water tiger. And so moons affect water. They are what cause tides through their gravitational pull, and we are water creatures. Your practice today was a pretty low-key, gentle practice, even though it may have felt challenging with all of the balancing. And that's to honor this time of new moon or no moon. And this is a time to be still. It's a time to just be. So for these next few minutes, allow yourself not only that luxury, but that necessity of stillness and silence and just being. So just noticing if you've been able, these last few minutes of silence, to just be. Was your mind busy thinking of all the things you need to do today, or things that you've done? Or were you able to just rest in the moment, just exist, just be aware and be present? No judgment either way, but it's always good to notice if it's challenging for us to not be doing stuff, we might want to look at that. So start feeling back into your body. Feel everything from the soles of your feet all the way back up to the top of your head. Start to move your fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath. When you feel like you're ready, take that deeper breath in, spread your fingers and toes. Exhale through your mouth and relax them. Even deeper breath in as you stretch and reach through your arms, your legs. Lengthen your whole body. Exhale and relax. Bend your knees. When you feel ready, roll to your right side and perhaps rest there for a moment. And then slowly press yourself up into sitting, finding a nice straight spine. So I always joke that, if New Year's, if it hasn't gone so well for you for January, great news, you get a do-over. Technically, we're kind of like in New Year's Eve for the Lunar New Year. So now it's New Year's, you can always get a start over, a do-over. But all joking aside, it's a very powerful time to set intentions, not only for the rest of your day today, but perhaps for the rest of this year. So if you've not done any intention setting, you might consider doing that. We're going to be doing a very lunar centered breath because, as you know, when there's an absence of lunar energy, we want to balance that by bringing in more lunar energy. So it really kind of plays in with our whole theme today of balance. We're balancing our body. We're learning to balance on one leg. We're balancing the energies. The whole idea is to balance doing with being, action with simply sitting and being still, balancing all of the energies, solar, lunar, male, female, yin, yang, the whole shebang. It's really all about balance. And so that's what we're doing this morning. I suggest, and it's only if it feels appropriate to you, I suggest that with your left hand, you touch the tip of your ring finger to the tip of your thumb and let that hand rest palm up on your left knee or thigh. With your right hand, just make a thumbs up sign. We're going to block the right nostril. And if you can, I'd like you to do a 1-to-2 ratio breath through the left side only. Whatever you inhale, your exhale should be twice as long. Nice straight spine, shoulders relaxed. Let's take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Exhale completely through both nostrils and then block the right side and do 1-to-2 ratio breathing through the left side only, Chandra Vedana. As you finish the breath that you are on, just allow your right hand to rest down. Just sit in this stillness, this inner silence that you've created. Just a few more breaths. Simply be with it. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a moment in gratitude. There are always a multitude of things to be grateful for. You should look for them every day. Practice gratitude regularly. It can change your life. For today, let's take a moment in gratitude for the fact that we can find moments, even little pockets of stillness, of silence, that no matter what's going on around us, inside, we have the capacity for stillness, for silence. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Nice soft exhale through the mouth. Bringing palms together in front of the forehead. We're reminded to be present. Stay in the moment. Bringing palms together in front of the mouth, we're reminded to speak our truth, but with kindness. Bringing palms together in front of the heart, we're reminded to keep our hearts open. We're reminded that we are loved. When we recognize and acknowledge that, we allow it to flow both ways. Thank you for joining me. Happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Water Tiger. Namaste.